Everyone has felt it. The moment someone else's name is called, and something in your chest goes quiet in a way you were not prepared for. You type the congratulations message. You send it. You even mean part of it. You sit in the meeting and nod. You clap at the right moment. You say, they deserved it, and maybe they did. And still, something underneath all of that does not settle. You drive home and replay it. You lie awake and replay it. You tell yourself you are not that kind of person, and then you replay it again. This is a story about a woman who discovered something that most people in every office, in every industry, never allow themselves to understand. The people you are watching through that glass, they are not your problem. What you have been quietly refusing to do with your own life, that is your problem. And the moment you stop using other people's wins to avoid your own, everything changes. Stay with me. Because somewhere in this story, you are going to recognize the woman sitting at that desk, and you are going to understand, maybe for the first time, exactly what she has been feeling. If this is the kind of story that speaks to you, subscribe before we go any further. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss what we put out. And if you know someone sitting behind their own glass wall right now, like this video and send it to them. They need to hear this today. Now let's begin. Her name was Nora Callahan, and she was good at her job. Not in the loud way. Not in the way that filled rooms or drew attention. But in the quiet, steady way that keeps things running, the kind of good that people rely on without ever quite saying so. She worked at a mid-size consulting firm on the 14th floor. She had been there for 6 years. She arrived early. She stayed late. She read every brief twice before any meeting and knew the numbers better than most people in the room. When something needed doing, Nora did it. When something needed fixing, Nora fixed it. And when the moment came to say something, to speak up, to put her name on an idea, to step forward, Nora went quiet. She told herself she was waiting for the right time. She told herself she needed to be more prepared. She told herself that her work would speak for itself, that someone would notice, that patience was a kind of strength. She had been telling herself these things for 6 years. On the surface, her life looked fine. She had a desk by the window. She had a good salary. She had the respect of people who never quite thought of her when the bigger opportunities came up. She had a full calendar and an empty feeling she could not explain, a kind of hollowness that sat just below everything and never fully went away. It was a Thursday evening when it happened. Most of the floor had already emptied out. The lights in the far corridor were dimmed. Nora was still at her desk, finishing a report no one had asked her to stay late for. She stayed late because staying felt safer than leaving. Because work was the one place where being useful was enough. Or at least, it used to be. She heard them before she saw them. Laughter. The sharp, bright kind that only happens when something has really gone right. She looked up. Through the glass wall of the conference room at the far end of the floor, she could see all 4 of them. Xavier was standing in the center, holding a small silver trophy above his head, grinning. Marcus was next to him, smiling broadly, his whole face open with joy. Zara stood just behind them, laughing with her head tilted back. And Ryan was pointing outward like the whole world had just opened up in front of him. The city glowed behind them through the window. The light was warm. The room was full. Nora watched all of it from her desk. Her hands were clasped in front of her. Her face gave nothing away. She was not crying. She was not angry, not exactly. She was something quieter than that. Something harder to name. A feeling that sat heavy in her chest and did not move. She told herself she was tired. She closed her laptop. She went home. 3 days passed. Nora came in. She did her work. She answered her emails. She sat in 2 meetings and said nothing in either of them, even when she had something to say. She was good at that by now. On the 4th morning, she was at the coffee station near the end of the hall when she heard someone behind her. "You take it black." Nora turned. The woman standing there was in her 60s, with short gray hair and the kind of calm that does not come from personality, it comes from having been through enough. Her name was Helen. She had been senior director at the firm years ago, before she stepped back. Now she came in 2 days a week to consult on older accounts. Most of the younger staff did not know much about her. Nora knew her name and not much else. Helen was not watching her with pity. She was not leaning in with concern. She was simply standing there, pouring her coffee, looking at Nora the way someone looks when they recognize something familiar. "I used to stand exactly like that," Helen said. Not unkindly. Just plainly. Nora gave a small smile. "Like what?" Helen looked at her for a moment. Then she said it quietly, with no drama at all. "Are you angry at them, or are you angry at yourself?" Nora laughed. It came out a little too quickly. "I'm not angry at anyone," she said. "I'm just tired." Helen nodded slowly. "I know," she said. And she took her coffee and walked away. That was all. No long speech. No follow-up. Just the question, left sitting on the counter like something Nora was now responsible for picking up. She did not pick it up that morning. She went back to her desk. She worked through lunch. She stayed until 7. But that night, sitting on her couch with the television on and the sound turned low, the question came back. "Are you angry at them, or are you angry at yourself?" She tried to push it away. It would not go. So she sat with it. And slowly, carefully, she began pulling the thread. Not on Xavier or Marcus or Zara or Ryan. On herself. On her own list of moments she had let pass quietly by. The project she had drafted 2 years ago and never brought to anyone. She had told herself it needed more work. It had needed courage. The meeting last spring where she had the answer and watched someone else give it instead. She had told herself she was being thoughtful. She had been afraid. The proposal sitting in her drafts folder right now, 4 months old, still unsent. She checked it almost every week. She had not once moved to send it. She sat there for a long time. What she found did not look like a story of someone being overlooked. It looked like a story of someone who had never quite stepped forward. That was the harder thing to sit with. And she sat with it anyway. She sent it on a Wednesday morning. No announcement. No build-up. She opened her drafts folder, pulled up the proposal, read the first 2 lines, and stopped reading. She had read it enough times. She knew it was good. She had always known it was good. That was never really the problem. She pressed send before the familiar voice in her head could find its opening. Then she closed her laptop and walked to her 9 o'clock meeting. Nothing happened that day. No one replied by noon. No one called her name at the end of the week. The proposal did not part the waters or change the room. It simply went out into the world and was received quietly, the way most honest things are at first. But something had shifted. Something small and solid, the way a door shifts when a lock finally turns. She stopped watching the conference room at the end of the floor. Not because she forced herself to stop, but because she was looking at other things now. Her own screen. Her own ideas. The next small move in front of her. In a Tuesday meeting, someone asked if anyone had thoughts on a client problem that had been sitting open for weeks. Nora had been thinking about it for days. This time, instead of waiting to see if someone else would speak, she said the words she had practiced only in her head before. "I've been thinking about this." The room turned toward her. She said what she thought. It was not perfect. It did not need to be. It was real, and the room could feel the difference. She started doing that more. Not loudly. Not in the way that demanded attention. Just steadily, showing up inside the work instead of watching from the edge of it. 3 weeks later, a colleague named James, someone who had barely spoken 10 words to her in 2 years, stopped by her desk and asked if she would want to work with him on a new pitch. It was a small account. Not the kind of thing that came with a trophy or a glass wall celebration. But he had come to her desk. He had thought of her name. It was small. It mattered enormously. Here is what this story is really about. Jealousy feels like it is about the other person. It feels like it is about what they have and what you don't. But it is not about them. It was never about them. Jealousy is what happens when the part of you that knows what you are capable of gets tired of waiting. It is not a flaw. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is a message, and the message is always the same. You are not done yet. And you know it. The question is what you do with that. If something in this story felt familiar. If you recognized Nora, or that proposal sitting in your drafts folder, or the feeling of watching through the glass, leave a comment below. Write one thing you have been waiting to do until the conditions were perfect. Not for anyone else to judge. Just to say it out loud for once. If this story gave you something, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if you are new here and you want more stories like this one, stories that say something that actually matters, subscribe and stay with us. We are glad you are here. Nora did not get the trophy that year, but she stopped watching the glass wall. She stopped waiting for permission. She opened her drafts folder on a Wednesday morning and she moved. That was everything. Here is what this story wants to leave with you. Jealousy is not a character flaw. It is not something to be ashamed of or pushed down or smiled through. It is a signal. And the signal is always saying the same thing. You are not done yet, and somewhere inside you, you already know it. The question is never whether you are capable. The question is whether you are willing to stop watching long enough to find out. Your drafts folder is open. Your idea is already written. The room is waiting, not for the perfect moment, but for you to stop believing you need one. Send it. If this story gave you something today, leave a comment below with one thing you have been holding back from yourself. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you are new here, subscribe and stay with us. We are building something quiet and real, one story at a time. And we are glad you are here. Thank you for supporting this channel.